It was rough. Musicians union was there, but they weren't of much help at the time. I was never happy. I guess what drives me to tear things apart.
He revolutionized the guitar, inspired millions, and redefined rock itself. Yet behind Eddie Van Halen's infectious grin and jaw-dropping solos lay rivalries few ever knew about. From idolizing his heroes to facing cold rejection from them, Eddie's story is one of brilliance, heartbreak, and defiance. Let's dive into the 6 guitarists who shaped his fire and the hidden tensions that came with it. For a young Eddie Van Halen, Eric Clapton was everything. Long before Eruption, he spent endless nights in his Pasadena bedroom, wearing out Cream records and memorizing every note of Clapton's Crossroads. "He was God to me," Eddie once said. Clapton wasn't just his influence. He was the reason Eddie picked up a guitar. But years later, when Eddie had reinvented the instrument itself, Clapton's dismissive words cut deep. When asked about Van Halen, Clapton said, "He's very good technically, but I don't hear much soul." For Eddie, it was devastating, his idol calling his life's work soulless. Still, Eddie never lashed out. He quietly made peace, saying, "If Clapton hadn't existed, neither would I." Their worlds, Clapton's blues and Eddie's innovation, were galaxies apart, yet forever connected. Next came Ritchie Blackmore, the moody genius of Deep Purple. Eddie worshipped him, studying every riff from Highway Star. But when they finally met, Blackmore barely acknowledged him. "He just stared at me. Wouldn't say hi. Nothing," Eddie recalled. That cold silence stung more than words. Later, Blackmore would say, "He's a fine player, but he plays too many notes." A subtle jab that captured the divide between them, Ritchie's precision versus Eddie's chaos. Yet time softened both men. Years later, even Blackmore admitted, Eddie brought something new. He found his own voice. The recognition Eddie had longed for finally arrived, decades late, but sincere. And then came Joe Perry of Aerosmith. On tour, Eddie noticed how some older rockers treated him like a threat. "People like Joe Perry would give me the shaft with their eyes," he said. "No words, no respect, just silence." Eddie wasn't looking for fame. He wanted connection. But instead of bitterness, he chose creativity. Years later, even Perry confessed, Eddie reinvented guitar playing. The respect eventually came, proof that Eddie's sound had reshaped every corner of rock. Through all of it, the dismissive heroes, the imitators, the rivals, Eddie Van Halen never lost his joy for the instrument. "I don't care if I'm playing a Holiday Inn lounge," he once said. "I enjoy playing." That was his secret. Music wasn't ego, it was love. Eddie's journey reminds us that even legends feel doubt. But true greatness isn't about being liked. It's about changing the world anyway. And that's exactly what Eddie Van Halen did. This is StarLoop News, celebrating the legends who shaped our world one note at a time. If you love this deep dive into rock history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because more untold stories of music's greatest icons are coming your way.